It's nighttime in St. Petersburg. And it is the Rowdy Suncoast Invitational NYC versus the Montreal Impact, live from Al Lang Stadium, which is home of the Tampa Bay Rowdies. And tonight is a star-studded venture. At least a couple of stars will be out there, a couple more out in the stadium. So it should be a very fun match between New York City and Montreal Impact. I'm Mike Pepper alongside Lee Godfrey, and Heather Donnelly will be joining us in just a moment. But Lee, yeah, when we look at it, the Rowdy Suncoast Invitational, we saw Philadelphia and DC United come to a 1-1 tie. But this is kind of one of those high-profile games, and it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it certainly is. Heather will bring us up to date on one of those star players in just a minute. But certainly 4 of the top players that have ever played in the world are here at Al Lang Stadium tonight. A couple of them will certainly get some playing time. So very excited to see the crowd come in, the different jerseys from all around the world of football, and those that do know soccer know that it's a very special night for the fans, a treat to be here.
And we will get you all lined up. It is the Rowdy Suncoast Invitational, live from Al Lang Stadium, which is home of the Tampa Bay Rowdies, and we got NYCFC, Montreal Impact, coming up in just a moment.
It's a 1-iron. The right side of the green should go left when it hits. It's a 1-iron. And the right side of the green should go left when it hits.
I can't even see that one.
Oh, just a couple more.
Well, how's he getting on?
Just 4 over.
Again, water coming off the bill of his head.
Sweat, isn't it?
You warm enough? I'm warm enough, yeah.
So when do you think you'll turn professional?
I know I have to keep working hard to keep getting better and better.
On the tee, Tiger Woods. From Northern Ireland, Roy McIlroy.
Good shot there, man.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1,000,000 megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
At St. Anthony's, we're not just a hospital.
We're St. Pete's newest emergency center with all private rooms for your comfort.
We are a comprehensive breast center, giving you care and compassion when you need it most.
We're your neighborhood family physician, and we're here to take care of you.
We're a healthcare team striving to make your visit easy and comfortable.
At St. Anthony's, we're your connection to exceptional care.
Last year, Bud Light built a town called Whatever USA and invited anyone who enjoys spontaneous awesomeness to become its citizens.
It's like Christmas, my birthday, Mardi Gras all combined. This is unreal. It's like my best dream.
Are you up for whatever? Good weather, drinking beer, it's awesome. Where am I? This is amazing.
And all that's standing between you and a chance at is sharing a 15-second audition video. Tell us why you should go using #UpForWhatever and #audition.
And welcome back to Al Lang Stadium, home of the Tampa Bay Rowdies. And it will be the game coming up on Saturday tonight. It is NYC FC and Montreal Impact. And for those starting lineups, let's look at those, Lee, if you get a chance here. To see the team shaking hands.
Yeah, the starting 11, you never thought in my career that you'd see some of these players out on the pitch, and talking about the ones that we are going to talk about tonight in the starting 11 for them as the teams are exiting the field. And here is a look at Mauro Biello's side in a 4-5-1. Of course, Didier Drogba not in that starting 11, but Harry Shipp is number 14. A shock trade from the Chicago Fire gets his first start for the Montreal Impact. Kronberg in the goal. As we take a look now at New York City FC under the former Arsenal legend Patrick Vieira. David Villa, the Spanish legend, in the middle up top, number 7. And of course, Pirlo, the Italian legend, backboning that midfield for New York City.
Let's check in with the third person of our broadcast crew, Heather Donnelly, who's on the sideline. Heather?
Hi, Mike. It's exciting to see how electric the atmosphere is here at Al Lang Stadium tonight, considering the home team Rowdies aren't even one of the teams playing. Fans are really excited to see these big stars out here. David Villa, Frank Lampard, Andrea Pirlo, and even Didier Drogba from Montreal Impact was signing some autographs earlier this evening for some very lucky fans. Fans are crammed up against near where the dugouts are, where the teams come in and out from the locker room to... Sorry about that, guys. They're coming in and out of the locker room, and fans are just trying to get autographs from these stars. So it's really exciting out here tonight. Mike?
Thank you, Heather. And tonight is going to be a fun one here as we get started in a couple of those. As we mentioned, David Villa, Andrea Pirlo in the starting lineups for NYCFC. Drogba got in late. His flight was kind of delayed, so he didn't join in training. But with 4 games here in the next 3 days, I imagine, or 3 over the next 10 days, we're going to see him out there. Just not tonight, but we'll see it. And then, of course, Lampard seemed to be in some clothes that might indicate he might not be playing either. Yeah,
it looked like he was in the running shoes, and ironically, the 2 former Chelsea teammates are not playing tonight. But we will see them before, obviously, this tournament is over.
Yeah, Alan Kelly's your referee. Matthews Nelson and Logan Brown are your assistants. And Miguel Martez is your 4th official. Looks like left to right will be the white-shirted Montreal Impact. They will be going as we start here in the all-white, and NYCFC wearing the dark blue with the orange trim as the kickoff is underway. And of course, left to right basically means east to west here in downtown St. Petersburg.
Yeah, it was an interesting story in the offseason with Didier Drogba at one point saying that he is retired from football, and the rumors were with Gus Hiddink taking over Chelsea, he was going to take up a coaching job, but of course he still had one more year under contract with Montreal, so they were able to work that out for Didier Drogba to play out that contract with the Montreal Impact. So great for the fans of Montreal to see Didier Drogba. What a season he had last year. It was 11 games, 11 goals. The scoring ratio doesn't get much better than that.
No, it's amazing the impact, no pun intended, he made for the Montreal Impact coming on and just really carrying them to a playoff spot too.
Yeah, great season for Montreal, and they really turned it around when Mauro Biello did take over the coaching reins, came in, played a new style, a new system that really seemed to suit them, and got awarded by being able to host that playoff game in the knockout against Toronto. Toronto losing that last game against them. Toronto had the opportunity to host that game, Montreal win that one, and then convincingly won at Saputo Stadium in Montreal, 3-0 to dispose of Toronto FC in their first playoff appearance, but then went on to play the Columbus Crew, who ended up defeating them out of MLS Cup playoffs.
Taylor gets it to David Villa, back to Taylor, now in the cross, and it's slid away by Donadell, who had an opportunity there to keep that one from going across the middle.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to watch Pirlo kind of run that midfield, the general, and see how and when he can link up with David Villa wearing the captain's armband number 7 in the middle of the box. Pirlo taking the corner kick.
On the short kick, Pirlo sends it across. Now it's off to the left foot. David Villa shot, and it's saved by Kronberg. Got a nice little opportunity, one touch and volleyed it, and an opportunity here, Lee, to welcome everyone watching around the country, around the world, and particularly up in New York City and Montreal. Offsides is Porter. Couldn't hold his run.
Good effort on goal there on the volley by David Villa, the Spanish legend. Basically won everything that there is to win, including a FIFA World Cup, a Euro, and he is Spain's all-time leading goal scorer. And it's amazing to see him playing amongst all of these stars, really talking about the growth of soccer in North America, to see them all playing over here at this level.
And that's a nice little touch by David Villa. The second pass taken away by the Impact, sent upfield, headed back by Briand. And now that will roll over the touchline for a throw. Back to take it is Tissot for the Impact.
Tissot is a Canadian-born player. He's a homegrown player for the Montreal Impact. And they've got quite a few of those on their roster this season. Great to see the growth of the game in both countries. Really what the academy system is building in Major League Soccer. And of course, that all adds up to helping both the U.S. national team and the Canadian national team. And that really is on showcase tonight.
Salazar slips, and NYC FC will pressure Montreal, force them to use their keeper, Kronberg. Looking long for Salazar. It's over. Salazar heads it down into Porter, but Porter waits on it. Taken away from him. Here's Pirlo. Struck over by Pirlo, but poked away. And now Montreal plays it into Porter off his line. The keeper's out. Porter's got it. He tries to go through the goalkeeper, Johansson, and does make the save at his feet. Now Pirlo will switch it over to Mix Discarud, and not to begrudge the American, who has countless number, or a ton of caps for the United States.
There was another American in Cameron Porter with that first opportunity on goal on Johansson, but really just seemed to not be able to make up his mind.
Here's Taylor looking to put it across. It will deflect off the defender, coming across. That's Toya.
And here is a look at that. Porter coming in wearing that full knee brace on his left knee, and just seemed to get a little bit mixed up. His mind telling his feet to do another thing, and by that time Johansson had come out and covered off the angle as Pirlo ready to take the second corner kick for New York City FC tonight.
Well, Pirlo will just say, well, that one's a short corner kick, but you know, he can place the ball off the dead ball better than most anyone else in the world.
And interesting that that's what they've done on both of their corner kicks so far in this game. Early have been short ones.
In touch to David Villa. David Villa off that. I was watching this. Pirlo played it in. The touch, and just the two of them already naturally working. It's David Villa put it across, and the shot goes back in, but it is cleared out. It will be a throw-in for NYCFC.
And Kronberg wiping off the sweat off his face. A little bit of collision there, and I think that he ended up smashing into the goalpost here. As you see David Villa there cutting it back across goal, and you see the collision just out front between Lefebvre and Kronberg.
Montreal. Salazar is taken down. Had a knee in the back, slow to get up, but he is up.
Well, I talked about Tissot being the one homegrown player, and there another one in Lefebvre, another homegrown player signed by the Montreal Impact.
It's going to go off. Salazar will be out for the throw. Pirlo. Brillant from the right center back position.
Well, another player that not only Drogba, but the other designated player for Montreal you won't see out there tonight is the Argentinian Piatti. Amazing player, and him along with Dominic Oduro, a little bit under the weather coming into camp here in St. Petersburg. The travel back and forth between north and south, and they're just getting over it. So hopefully by the end of the week we will see them.
Taylor on the ball to the back post, a collision. It will go over the line, goal kick.
Shelton showing no fear going into that, the collision with Tissot.
Little over 2.5 weeks, or about 2.5 weeks now, till the MLS season opens. This team's still in the middle of training camp, I think, as we see Montreal in particular, who is training here at Al Lang Stadium, which is home of the Rowdies, but this week it's also home of the Montreal Impact, as they'll also participate in the Rowdies Coast Invitational. 4 games over the 2 weeks. Offsides is Porter. But they will have 4 games. Philadelphia Union, who played earlier, also 4 games. This is the only game for NYC FC here at Al Lang.
Well, I was in the Rowdies gift shop 2 days ago after Montreal trained here, and great to see some French Canadians down here from Montreal. Snowbirds taking in the great weather down here that we've had this week, and coming down to support their Montreal Impact.
Yep, it was great to see him in the gift shop and not in the left lane in front of me.
What do you say?
Nice little touch. Sometimes maybe they don't move over and out of my way in the lane. But that's a whole different story. But they are more than welcome, because they are incredibly nice when you get a chance to talk to them. Throw in for NYCFC in the corner. Far into the field. It's like Discarud now. Little touch. David Villa, shot blocked. And now Salazar will get it out of trouble. Up to Porter. A good tackle. That may have deflected off of Porter. It did.
Well, it's interesting to see New York City FC, how Patrick Vieira will play his team this year after the club not thinking they did well enough in their first year in Major League Soccer, letting go Jason Kreis. It's so difficult to find that blend of players because you're spending so much to the cap on 3 players in Frank Lampard, Pirlo, and Villa that you really can't compliment them very much, and it's difficult. Toronto FC did that for years, and spending money on designated players, and all the accompanying players just weren't good enough.
Well, here at Al Lang Stadium, this is at one time a baseball stadium. It's been converted for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. NYCFC, no stranger to baseball stadiums. They play at Yankee Stadium, but that is a small field. Now an opportunity, though, here as coming around the end, played in, and it'd be a corner kick. And the signage this time falls over, but back up. It seems like everyone is up, but it will be a corner kick. Is trying to get around the corner. That appeared to be maybe Taylor. Opportunity there. That was not Taylor.
Shelton.
That was Shelton. You're right. Shelton to get around, and the deflection, and he goes over.
That is the good call on the corner kick there.
Here's Pirlo. Outswinger this time. Towards the back post. Flicked on. Second ball in trouble, but knocked out. McNamara runs it down.
Well, pretty much all New York in this first 10 minutes of play as far as keeping the possession. One little opportunity for Montreal, but mostly all in the half of Montreal defending so far in this first half. 3 corner kicks by New York City FC.
Salazar has moved inside a little bit for now. Gets it out wide to Venegas, who switched the field. And maybe offsides again. It is. Ball sent across. And again, just kind of look at the point. While this baseball stadium has been converted, the field's still rather normal size. With NYCFC, I can't tell you how many games you saw at least 6, 7, 8 goals scored in the game. Not by a certain particular team, but that field just saw up and down action playing at Yankee Stadium just because of the dimensions. So we'll see the baseball type field. Free kick. Montreal is mixed discarooed. Good look at the American national team player. Porter is run over from behind by White. And that will be a free kick. Good position here for Montreal as they'll get the chance to send the bigger bodies into the penalty area.
Yeah, it's a great crowd there as we look along the middle of the park here at Al Lang Stadium. Lots of jerseys from around the world in Italy and Spain and England, of course, to cheer on the Stars that are here tonight.
One-man wall. Donadell will take it. He's about 18 yards off the line, but it is well towards the sideline. He's going to send this one in towards the 6, and it's flipped on and over, and it did go off the head of Shelton, and it will be a corner kick. Shelton able to get his body in front of it. And Donadell mentioned the Italian there as he whips that one in, and you can see Shelton just getting to it. Beyond that, here's Donadell. Nice ball in, headed down, back to Donadell. Towards the back post. Now it's free, 18 yards out, shot wide. Opportunity by Ship to make his way in and get that opportunity on just a little wide is Harry Ship. And you were talking about Harry Ship, with MLS veteran, but just very new to the Montreal Impact.
Yeah, certainly. He's a native of Chicago area. As we take a look at that ball getting deflected and coming back and giving him an opportunity to have a knock-on goal, and ends up getting deflected out. Almost a handball there, but then it's just a wayward shot by Harry Ship. But I think he's still in a little bit of shock. He was saying the right things to the media in training, but being from Chicago, playing for his hometown team, as a midfielder, he's scored a lot of goals in his appearances. So for the fans and himself and his family, a big shock for him to get traded to Montreal. He's going to be a huge benefit to the Impact for this season, but still probably a little bit to get over. And a lot of people are puzzled in the Chicago area why you would get rid of a player that gave you so much and was successful and still so young and moving forward.
They get an opportunity to learn some French here very soon, as soon as the preseason's over for. I'm sure he's learning it around the team right now too. Good opportunity.
He had his bonjour and merci down. That was the extent of his French.
It'll get much more very fast. Ooh, kind of a lazy foul there is coming in.
And Porter was hoping it wouldn't get called because he was waiting to catch up to that ball and be in.
And now a long ball looking for Taylor on his chest from distance. That's Pirlo now back across toward the 18. Discord on a touch, and NYCFC's in the box, but no shot. 8 yards out, and Montreal able to clear it out.
Well, some pretty football story there, Mike, by New York City FC, and it was McNamara right there. Maybe should have taken the shot instead of trying to elect to have one more pass. Because it just in behind the player here. Right there he passes it over, but we'll get out for that short corner kick.
Lost, and that was just the 60-yard to the chest ball by Andrea Pirlo. Which we say that a lot. Pirlo now trying to turn. He'll try and cross. It is blocked, but it comes down to Davia on his chest. He'll keep possession, and can't work with McNamara there as it goes to the Impact. Pulled down by the shoulder. The free kick, and at least a talking to. Still well into the half of Montreal, but they were breaking out. And right now it is getting those words.
Well, Montreal having some matches up there at the Big O against one of their academy teams and tying them. And they will start the season in the Olympic Stadium in Montreal, just obviously because of weather, until it warms up a little bit there before they could play in Stade Saputo. Great soccer-specific venue. Just on the other side of the Olympic Stadium, all in one area just outside of downtown Montreal.
I've been to that stadium. Is the roof still orange? Some big inflatable orange sitting on top of the opening?
No, I think they've changed that one, and a permanent roof has gone on that, which it causes for concern during the year. If they do get a snow, if they get too much snow, it's deemed unsafe to the public. And there were thoughts of when they were going deep into the CONCACAF Champions League, whether or not they would be able to play that game in the Big O.
Torritos in that one out would be a throw-in for Montreal. Yeah, it was many years ago at an Expos game. Here's Taylor. A little bit of space. He's got Davavia running with him, but he'll pull it back behind. There's Pirlo. Pirlo was over. It's flipped on to the outside. Now pulled back across 6 yards out, up and over. Shelton had an opportunity, but his shot from 6 out goes high over the crossbar.
Here he is getting that ball, and maybe just he's a little bit too far out of that back post because he just tries to chip it in. If he's a little closer in to that far post, it may have had an opportunity, but instead, he gets a boot on that and puts it right over the bar. So all the pressure in these first 18 minutes plus is on the Montreal Impact, as New York City FC is just really pushing forward. They're not really seem to be playing this much like it is a preseason game and warming up. They're going out and going right after the Impact.
And that one's going to go off at Taylor. We've talked a lot about the named players of NYCFC and of course Didier Drogba in Montreal, but the coach of NYCFC, Patrick Vieira, correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't he have a World Cup championship with France, correct?
Yes, he does. France '98, and then they went on as well to win Euro 2000, and they really were the dominant force in soccer at that time. And then problems with the coaching staff of France and a big player revolt. And so on and so forth. And then you had the World Cup 2006, in which Pirlo was a member of that team. And there was a little bit of an issue of a certain French player being sent off, and that really ended up costing them that World Cup, many people think.
Believe he is a coach now, is he not?
Yes, he is.
Real Madrid. Zinedine Zidane, the headbutt.
Yeah, Zizou, and that really did hurt the French national team, but it gave Pirlo that World Cup in 1998. And then you think about now the dominance of Spain and what they did as far as winning consecutive Euro World Cups. And boy, what a team that they became.
And David Villa was a big part of that.
Absolutely. He took the spot over for Raul, and so many people still thought he was so great, and Villa went in there and scored a ton of goals, kind of just eliminating that thought.
He was just offsides prior to that. That's how they came back the other way. Now, as Montreal tries a through ball, it's cleared out by Johansson.
We'll see if Mauro Biello brings in the captain of this club in the second half or at all tonight, and Patrice Bernier, the Canadian international, who was also the club's first signing. He was very happy to sign with Montreal, coming back home and being a great ambassador to the sport of the game in Montreal. And through some of the different coaching changes, not getting a lot of playing time, being a little bit frustrated, but really getting back into the fold, and certainly key in the playoffs and that run up to the playoffs for the Montreal Impact last season.
Discarud gets it to Shelton, back to Mix Discarud. He'll put on the right foot, going to the far post. There's Taylor, but it's going to be cut off before it can get to him. Salazar with a good turn has got a ways to go. Matarrita took him down last time. He's got to let him go this time so he doesn't earn the card. Here's Salazar back across. All in front of him now. He's got a man to the outside helping. As he tries to go in, he does earn the free kick. And let's check in with Heather Donnelly down on the sideline.
Hi, Mike. Not only is it a beautiful, brisk 66-degree night here in St. Petersburg, but the field conditions are excellent right now here at Al Lang Stadium. Mike and Lee, you guys might remember during the summer, during the Rowdy season, the wet conditions that really tore up this field. But right now it's looking beautiful, which is great considering it's getting a lot more use during this stretch of 2 weeks than it does during the regular season. With the Rowdies training here, Montreal training here during the Suncoast Invitational, plus 7 games here in this tournament, guys.
Thanks. Yeah, record rainfall this past summer saw helicopters have to dry out the field, for example. And this was a free kick here in the middle of the park, but about 30 yards out or so, maybe a little further. But he will go on net, off the post. Shot rolls off, and it's going to be a goal kick off the inside of the post, and a great opportunity for Donadel. Marco Donadel, what a shot.
That certainly caught Johansson off guard, and he just gets everything into it. He's bending it away from him, and if he got a fingertip on it, that may have saved the goal as it rattles off the post. So with all these chances in possession for New York City FC, the best opportunity of the game so far goes to the Montreal Impact.
And Donadel looked like he learned something from his countryman Pirlo in taking those free kicks there.
Again, I'm looking forward to seeing Piatti get healthy and get back into training and into the lineup for Montreal. He really was that amazing attacking midfielder. He tore apart Toronto FC in the playoffs, just finding those channels, making the defense look like holes are bigger than Swiss cheese for Montreal to come away with that easy win, and just how big he is for this club. But certainly Montreal slowly but surely coming on in this game, finding their feet.
Now Upchase Venegas will send it across, and now that's deflected out. Will it go over the touchline? It does. Throw in. This will be Malice up to hand it off to Toya, who will take this throw. Left foot by Toya, headed away. And David Villa runs it down. He's got help with Taylor on the outside, but he'll switch the field. That's Shelton. Shelton, nice touch in front of him. He's got help inside. He'll take it wide. Take out the right foot. Shot just wide of the post. And Shelton cut outside and tried to go back to the far post. Just hit it wide.
Tissot stayed with him the whole time, closed him down, kept it close, did not allow him to the inside and cut in, kept him to that outside and forced him to take a shot that went across the face of the goal and went wide. So good defending there by Tissot to stay with him and not allow him to cut in and get a better shot on the face of goal.
Ball's going to roll back to Johansson. We hit the 25-minute mark. We're scoreless here at Al Lang Stadium, home of the Tampa Bay Rowdies. The Rowdies will play on Saturday night against Philadelphia. This Montreal team will play at 4 o'clock against DC United. Pirlo touch McNamara, and now trying to go with Taylor. Taylor in a foot race, but a good head start in the back there by Toya. Gets to it first, uses his goalkeeper, and Montreal will reset in the back. Maybe a handball on McNamara. Ball tried to go long across the field.
This will be a good experience so far in this first half for Kronberg, in goal for Montreal, as their #1 keeper in Evan Bush finds himself on the bench. Obviously, we're just taking a look, being preseason, with Bush playing 31 games last season and 9 clean sheets and 99 saves. 39 goals against over that period in time and 15 wins. So a great season last year for Evan Bush.
Looking for Salazar. They bring it down off the chest. Monterita on him. Gets some help, and NYCFC will come away with it briefly, but now they'll turn it over. Porter. That will go off of Porter. It will be a goal kick. NYCFC pretty insistent on playing out of the back. Passes to right for now. A couple times dangerously. Montreal stepping up their pressure a little bit, but NYCFC breaks it down. Here's White. Up to McNamara. McNamara can go at the defender. He's got help out left, but he's going to go right instead. Shelton's running in toward the 18. First touch kind of lets him down, but he keeps it in with Pirlo. Pirlo. Now the little space will play it out wide to the right, and now looking to get it across. They do. 6 yards out, shot and it just misses the near post. Mixed Discarud, it looked like, may have got in, and he kind of bent back, and that shot just missed the near post.
Well, that would have been quite the acrobatic goal, as you see the ball in, and it comes in behind him, and he tries to put that right leg back and just bring it over the top. That would have been one heck of a goal if he could have got all of that. So some acrobatics here in the 29th minute of play at Al Lang Stadium.
There's Monterita. Lovely space for White, who chooses to go forward. Venegas for Montreal. Running into trouble in the corner. He's got to get some help, and NYCFC will take it away from him. Going towards the area, and Venegas will get called for a foul as he tried to recover. Foot clipped the heel, and it'll be a free kick just outside the penalty area for New York City FC.
Tough call there. Just a little bit of a clip there, and now we'll see what the Italian legend Pirlo can do here just outside the box.
Pirlo's on the ball. Played towards the 12 and off the crossbar. David Villa off the crossbar, and the ball's still loose and now cleared away.
Wow, what a training ground piece of work there by New York City FC, and the two almost combined for what would have been a beautiful goal. Pirlo just putting it across the top of the box. David Villa running in around everyone from behind and just putting it off the bottom of the crossbar, and it stayed out.
Certainly creativity. We've had a couple of balls hit the post, one for each team today, and a couple other great chances by NYCFC. Breakaway by Montreal, but it is scoreless as we pass the 30-minute mark. Into the 32nd minute now, and now another free kick for NYCFC as we get another look at that play.
Yeah, this is just training ground stuff as you see this ball come across, and there you see no one picking up David Villa as he comes around everyone and gets a great touch on that one. And he's probably a little beside himself that that one didn't find the back of the net, as he's done so many times before in his career.
Well, a free kick in the offensive third. Got one guess who's going to take this one. Andrea Pirlo over the ball. Does have McNamara out there with him, but this one sent in. Headed away by Salazar. Still up and free. Played back towards Pirlo. Not going to get there. Salazar with the second ball. And now sent down the line. And over the line and throw it.
Certainly an exciting first half an hour of this game, despite the fact that there was 2 goals, one on a penalty in the previous game here in the Suncoast Invitational. To see the chances that have been generated in this half, the first 30 alone, have been pretty outstanding.
There's White. Played over to Briand. Taken away by Donadell, and now through ball. Porter. Briand was able to get to him first. He'll poke it back to his goalkeeper. Now Pirlo with it at his feet. McNamara and Taylor now. There's Johansson. The Rowdy Suncoast Invitational, 9 games over the 3 weekends. The Rowdies lost to DC United 1-0 on Saturday. DC United and Philadelphia Union tied at 1 earlier today. This is the 3rd game. Coming up on Saturday, you will see this Montreal Impact team and DC United, and the Rowdies will play Philadelphia. Here's Porter's able to bring it down. Now gets it out wide to Salazar. The Impact going at the NYCFC goal. Donadell flips it up. Porter up. Flag stayed down, but ball still free. Back again to Donadell. Played towards the back post, and Johansson able to corral it. I'm sorry, I was going to say next Wednesday, Toronto FC comes in against this Montreal Impact team on Wednesday.
I'm sure. I'm looking forward to that one, but I'm sure a lot of American soccer fans are as well, of course, with Michael Bradley and Jose Altidore, the headliners as well, with Giovinco on that
Player
team.
Of the year. Yeah.
Absolutely. Some exciting stuff out of there, and the captain, obviously, of the U.S. national team, and Michael Bradley. So I'm sure that will get a few people out to cheer on the Reds.
And the Wednesday evening after that will be the New York, the other team. The Red Bulls will take on Philadelphia Union, and then finally next Saturday we'll wrap it up when that Toronto team plays Philadelphia, and then Montreal will finish against the Rowdies.
Have an opportunity to see the brother connection in Major League Soccer, and Sean Wright Phillips and Bradley Wright Phillips.
Fun. Here's Briand. It's Discaroo.
New York Red Bulls have done a great job in continuing to keep that team competitive after players like Cahill leaving and Thierry Henry leaving to bring in the Wright Phillips brothers. Of course, Bradley Wright Phillips there earlier and scoring goals for fun when he first came in there. Dax McCarty in the midfield is just a little power boat just running around that whole field there. Very good for that club.
Porter whistled onside. Pirlo, so effortless on that, and that one though bounces over. Monterrey to his left foot. Donadell will play it towards the corner. Porter's going to run on, but he is offsides. I think the flag stayed down long enough just to see, make sure that it wasn't him who was going after it. When he did, it went up. Mike Pepper, Lee Godfrey, along with Heather Donnelly down on the sidelines, coming to you live from Al Lang Stadium as Montreal and NYC FC tied at 0. Of course, Al Lang Stadium, home of the Tampa Bay Rowdies. That's the green and gold you see around the stadium. And as I understand, over 4,000 people watching this one right now. Lee, whether it be Montreal or NYCFC. Almost saw a dandy of a goal from Pirlo and David Villa. Almost saw a dandy of a goal by Marco Donadell. You're probably wondering why they've heard dandy twice in a row. Now Pirlo inside with David Villa.
Ooh. Salazar going in tough there.
Here's Taylor on the left foot looking to get it across, but Montreal pushing him back out wide. Trying to get some help. 1-on-1 out there. Now 2-1, and they drop it back in. Salazar still loose, and he'll come away with it. CFC with plenty of numbers behind the ball, but Montreal with a counter opportunity as they push him forward. Poked away, Donadell with it, looking the opposite field and opposite direction. That is, Salazar will get the loose ball, and his header's probably going to go too far. It does, as Malice couldn't quite get there.
Now hopefully we helped out getting a few more viewers on the Rowdies YouTube station. Last night I had the pleasure of being invited on Noel Butler's radio show in Montreal on TSN Radio to talk about the tournament down here and what is going on. Noel, the heartbeat and the story breaker up there. He was the first one, I think, to break the story that Didier Drogba would be coming back to the Montreal Impact. So well connected up there in Noel, and I look forward to doing that again as this tournament progresses, and we do see Didier Drogba and Piatti and Patrice Bernier and company getting some minutes here down at the Suncoast Invitational.
Flicked on. He's going to roll over the touch line, throw in NYCFC. So we'll make that Iriola. Hard to throw. Not every day you see 251s on the field at the same time. Foul called on Montreal, and NYCFC will take the free kick. It is Al Lang Stadium here in St. Petersburg, Florida, as we mentioned, home of the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Big shove. Lefebvre kind of protested a little bit, but I thought that one was rather obvious.
There you see Alan Kelly telling him the way that he saw that play, and once again, what does New York City and Pirlo and company have up their sleeve this time? Montreal giving up a lot of free kicks, a lot of corners early here in this first 39 minutes of play, and you don't want to be giving up these set pieces.
Pirlo towards the back post, and it's just sent over the in line by Montreal and Cabrera, but perhaps.
And it was David Villa again that just missed getting ahead on that one. Kronberg quick to get that out. Of course, not the starter in Montreal last year, of only getting in 3 games, but he got 20 games in 2014 for Sporting Kansas City.
Nice save by Johansson as Salazar caught him off his line, tried to go over on the first bounce, and it will go out for a corner kick. Another look at it here, Lee, and he was looking at it.
Well, he surprised me and almost surprised Johansson there as he's off his line, and he didn't bring that down. He just tried to volley that one just over his head, and great save. Corner kick now to the Montreal Impact.
Donadell will take it. It'll be an in-swinger. That one's over the line right now, but we won't say anything because the referee hasn't noticed it. Now it's going towards the back post. Salazar, and it's tipped over again by Johansson. Salazar able to get that one on net, but it was at Johansson in a much less acrobatic save. This time, though, they're going to have to switch the corner, it looks like. Unless the referee will make him go the opposite side. Donadell not too happy about that. He's got the ball at his feet. Instead, they'll switch it over. Here's another look at that.
Again, it's twice Johansson beating Salazar with the hand, but two great scoring opportunities here in the last 5 minutes of this first half.
There's Malice. This one will be an out swinger. Sent in, flicked on, now free, and he's missed that one. It's going to roll over the line for a goal kick. That was Venegas, who was all alone about 7 yards out. It was a great flick on, and it just didn't happen for him.
Have another look here as that ball gets swung in, and it just may have taken a deflection enough for him to throw off his timing as he was just trying to kick that one, almost a half scissor kick there on his way down, and just the timing of it a tad off.
Actually enough, the runner behind it may have had it if Venegas didn't touch it. May have had an empty shot running in on it. As it is, still scoreless. Both teams been denied by the post in this one. Just a couple of opportunities, just not on net. Montreal, though, as Venegas will cut inside, and he'll be taken down. And a free kick for Montreal.
Well, Donadell at the ball once again, wearing the captain's band this time, and we'll see what he can come up with this time, because he certainly came up with a beautiful free kick that beat the keeper but not the post.
One-man wall. Donadell will look. It's going to be coming in probably as they have the wall held at 14, the line held at 14. That one's not a good ball, just chipped up.
Yeah, he floated that one in there.
And now we have an opportunity here. It's Tissot shot, and Johansson goes down to his left and makes the save. Through traffic, but not overly powerful, relatively easy save for Johansson.
And we'll see Patrick Vieira on in the background there, standing up, directing his players. He's coaching one of the youth sides at Manchester City Football Club. Of course, there's the connection with Man City and New York City. Thus the very similar colors to the Premiership side and the MLS club side.
Although not tonight. They're wearing Mets colors, it looks like, maybe a little darker on the blue in that New York City thing. You wonder how the Mets colors received in Yankee Stadium, although I'm sure they wear the light blue at the time. Onsides, he held the run back, but Johansson's going to come off his line.
Smart keeping there by Johansson, taking no chances whatsoever and feeling very comfortable coming out and off his line.
Final minute of the first half. Preseason, don't expect much, if any, extra time at all. Here's Salazar cutting across. He's got it to the left foot. Can he get into the box? It's still free. Shot now, save! Big save! Camera reporter got in there. And Johansson had to go to his left. Johansson's made some big saves here in the last 5 minutes. That's deflected, and it's going to go out. And now Shelton will look to go the opposite way. Can he counter here in the final seconds of the first half? He's got a little space. Discarud has it taken off of him. Pirlo. And Matarrita. Taylor. If they go backwards, that may do it. Now they'll play it in. David Villa is offsides. Flag came up, and David Villa will play it to the keeper, and that will be the half. So 45 minutes, and while there is a zeros on the scoreboard, boy, there was a lot of action, and we're rather unfortunate not to have a goal. Let's go down to Heather Donnelly's on the sideline.
Coach, several good chances for both teams in the first half, but nothing on the board just yet. How do you think your team has performed in the first half?
I think it was a good game of football. I think it was a really good first half from both sides. Both teams create chances, but we need to score. I think in football what is difficult is create chances, and when we create so many clear chances like that, we should at least put one behind the net.
With this being a preseason game, what are you hoping to accomplish here tonight?
It's just to improve game after game. This is our third game, and of course I want the team to be more solid and try to show what we've been working in the last 2 weeks. So I'm quite happy with the first half we played.
Thanks, Coach. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Heather. Patrick Vieira, obviously, very well on that, and he's right. I mean, we saw both halves, but Montreal had the better of it in the last 5 minutes. But we'll recap in the first half. We'll look at a lot of the highlights. We might have had time for all the highlights. So the way that went in the first half. But Heather Donnelly's on the field. Lee Godfrey, Mike Pepper. We'll come back with more with the Rowdy Suncoast Invitational here at Al Lang Stadium, home of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Side of the green should go left when it hits.
I can't even see that one.
Oh, just a couple more.
Well, how's he getting on?
Just 4 over.
Again, water coming off the bill of his head.
It's wet, isn't it?
You warm enough? I'm warm enough, yeah.
So when do you think you'll turn professional?
I know I have to keep working hard to keep getting better and better.
On the tee, Tiger Woods. From Northern Ireland, Roy McIlroy.
Good shot, Evan.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1,000,000 megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
At St. Anthony's, we're not just a hospital.
We're St. Pete's newest emergency center with all private rooms for your comfort.
We are a comprehensive breast center, giving you care and compassion when you need it most.
We're your neighborhood family physician, and we're here to take care of you.
We're a healthcare team striving to make your visit easy and comfortable.
At St. Anthony's, we're your connection to exceptional care.
Last year, Bud Light built a town called Whatever USA and invited anyone who enjoys spontaneous awesomeness to become its citizens.
It's like Christmas, my birthday, Mardi Gras all combined. This is unreal. It's like my best dream.
Are you up for whatever? Good weather, drinking beer is awesome. Where am I? This is amazing.
And all that's standing between you and a chance at is sharing a 15-second audition video. Tell us why you should go using #UpForWhatever and #audition.
And welcome back here to Al Lang Stadium, the Rowdy Suncoast Invitational. Of course, it is home of the Tampa Bay Rowdies. We're NYC FC and the Montreal Impact scoreless at the half, but certainly here as we start to talk about this first half, Lee, and experience what it was. You know, sometimes those scoreless games, some of the more exciting ones, and we've had one that's been really exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. It wasn't for a lack of opportunity, and you did hear Patrick Vieira say, yes, it is only the preseason, but the game is about generating chances, and when you do generate that many chances in a game, you do want to be able to finish on those chances.
Yeah, and it was. I mean, we saw each team go off the post. We'll see exactly what's going on with maybe what some of the substitution patterns are, but let's go revisit that first half with some of these highlights as well.
Yeah, and it certainly was all New York City FC early on in this one, but Montreal beyond this one chance by Porter as he was able to get in on goal, but good job there to be able to close it down, did Johansson, but then the rest of it really was all. There's Via there trying to cross the ball out front, but that one is cleared away by the Montreal defense, and luckily that one didn't get tapped in there, and it's still all. Here's Taylor with the cut in, and he's able to slot that one back. Great little one-touch passing there by New York City FC, but maybe just a little bit too much as far as the passing's concerned, because that one goes in behind Discara there and unable to get the shot off. And some of the chippy stuff in this one, but then Donadell, what a glorious free kick. I'm not sure if there was a fingertip there or not. There may have been, but it still goes off the post and stays out. Pirlo going out wide here, and watch in the box. Boom. It is Discara again, almost being able to get his legs in behind him and get it on goal, but that one goes just wide. And here's training ground stuff. Pirlo off the free kick, Via around the back, and boom! He hits that one off the bar, and it stays out. Frustration for New York City FC, and then really the rest of Montreal as they came on. Here is Salazar trying to catch Johansson off of his line, and what a beautiful save here. Gets the glove on it, goes out for a corner, and on the ensuing corner kick, it is Salazar again, but denied once again. And so as the game went on in the first half, lots of opportunities here by the Montreal Impact, unable to finish. Once again, there is Porter with a shot at goal, and Johansson with the great left hand. Beautiful save there. So plenty of opportunity on both sides of the pitch, but here we are after 45 minutes at 0-0, and like you said, we probably are going to see quite a bit of changes in that second half. So whether that results in the same excitement, the same tempo, the same level, we'll be seeing.
Yeah, that we will see, and of course, coming up on Saturday too, we'll see this same Montreal Impact against DC United. DC United's last preseason game before they head down for the CONCACAF Champions League game down in Querétaro, and that's at 4 o'clock, and that's the Rowdy Suncoast Invitational.
Yeah, that'll be a great game, too. It was interesting before this one to see Davy Arnaud, who's now a member of DC United, of course, was on the Montreal Impact. He was talking with Drogba before the game. Davy Arnaud scoring the first goal in Montreal Impact history. So to see, there's lots of stories intermixing as players switch teams from MLS to team to team to team. And there it is, Mike, the next one, too.
And of course, the Rowdy Suncoast Invitational, the team that hosts right here, the Invitational, and at Al Lang Stadium, right here in St. Petersburg, Florida. It is the Tampa Bay Rowdies against the Philadelphia Union. Yeah,
of course, you and I are both looking forward to this one, getting back to seeing the hometown Tampa Bay Rowdies, to see Ralph's Mob back in here and see it really fill up because the excitement is really growing for the Rowdies to kick off their season.
Well, if the second half is half as exciting as the first half, we're in for a good one, too, between NYC FC and the Montreal Impact, and maybe we'll get a goal or two if it breaks just right. But we are scoreless. It is the Rowdy Suncoast Invitational, and we're here live at Al Lang Stadium, home of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
It's a 1-iron. At the right side of the green, should go left when it hits.
I can't even see that one.
Oh, just a couple more.
Well, how's he getting on?
Just 4 over.
Again, water coming off the bill of his head.
It's wet, isn't it?
You warm enough? I'm warm enough,
So when do you think you'll turn professional?
I know I have to keep working hard to keep getting better and better.
On the tee, Tiger Woods. From Northern Ireland, Roy McIlroy.
Good shot, Evan.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1,000,000 megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
Every hour
At St. Anthony's, we're not just a hospital.
We're St. Pete's newest emergency center with all private rooms for your comfort.
We are a comprehensive breast center, giving you care and compassion when you need it most.
We're your neighborhood family physician, and we're here to take care of you.
We're a healthcare team striving to make your visit easy and comfortable.
At St. Anthony's, we're your connection to exceptional care.
Last year, Bud Light built a town called Whatever USA and invited anyone who enjoys spontaneous awesomeness to become its citizens.
It's like Christmas, my birthday, Mardi Gras all combined. This is unreal. It's like my best dream.
Are you up for whatever? Good weather, drinking beer is awesome. Where am I? This is amazing.
And all that's standing between you and a chance at is sharing a 15-second audition video. Tell us why you should go using #UpForWhatever and #audition.
Shh. Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1,000,000 megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
At St. Anthony's, we're not just a hospital.
We're partners in the community, providing a connection to wellness for those in need.
We're St. Pete's newest emergency center with all private rooms for your comfort.
We're Suncoast Medical Clinic with all your physicians under one roof.
We are imaging and same-day surgery minutes from your home.
At St. Anthony's, we're your connection to exceptional care.
Here from St. Petersburg, Florida. First Friday, always a great time downtown St. Petersburg, and any Saturday there's a Rowdies game, always a lot of fun as well. Here is the Rowdies Suncoast Invitational here in 2016 is saying NYCFC, and since it is the Rowdies Suncoast Invitational, Heather Donnelly has a special guest, one Rowdies fans will be recognized very much so. Heather?
Yeah, Mike, I'm here with Rowdies head coach Stuart Campbell here tonight. The night off, just taking in some of the action. What are your thoughts so far on this game?
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. It's been played at a great pace. There's some world-class players on display, and they haven't disappointed.
Yep, how great is it to have all of these teams here playing in the Rowdies Suncoast Invitational, with you all getting the opportunity to play some of them as you prepare for your season opener?
Yeah, it's a fantastic occasion. And it's a great job done by the Rowdies organisation to get not just a team like this, but the players that the teams are carrying down here to play in our stadium. As I said, it's a real great opportunity for the locals of St. Pete and Tampa to come and watch some world-class players.
Is there anyone who's playing in this game tonight that you were particularly excited to see?
I was, obviously being a former centre midfielder, having the opportunity to see Pirlo live. I saw him play live a couple of times before when I was back in England when he was at Juventus, and he's just a class act. You can see it today. It's so much better being able to see him live than watching on the TV. You see so much more. The movement that he carries out off the ball is fantastic.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks for taking the time to join us on our live stream.
Okay, thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thank you, Heather. Yeah, and that's one of the things. I mean, it's so effortless to watch him, too. It's just... it is amazing to see when you have those players. And it's the same thing you see when it's Didier Drogba who gets a chance as well. Those great players make it look so easy. And as Stuart Campbell said, Pirlo, how many times you just see him turn around and just drop a ball from 30 yards just right where he wanted it, Lee?
Yeah, it's not the fact that these players, obviously they're older and they lose a step, but that mental aspect is still there, to be able to have the vision, to know how the game is working out, to be able to make one quick turn, know where your wingers are going or where your striker may be up top, and to be able to put a ball in perfectly on their feet. That's the type of stuff that normally doesn't get lost. David Beckham was the same way when he came over to the LA Galaxy. Someone said, well, you lost a step to him, and he goes, well, I was never very fast to begin with because that wasn't his job. His job was service and delivery, and second to none. So it's great to see some of these players over here and doing that this season and really helping grow Major League Soccer.
Yeah, it really should be a lot of fun. It looks like Montreal is set to make some wholesale changes, too, as we hit the second half. as we start to see to get in. Again, part of preseason when we continue to on go. And, you know, that's one of the things, though, especially when you see it. Montreal obviously going to have 4 games here in the area. So it's an opportunity for some of these other players to get involved. And in a big game here should be a lot of fun. So, well, second half action will be coming up in just a moment. Looks like NYC FC set to bring on quite a few of the same players. Again, we're about 17 days away from the regular season beginning for both of these teams here in MLS. So it's an opportunity again for these teams to go. NYCFC still training throughout the year. This is their only game in the Rowdy Suncoast Invitational. But Montreal, as we mentioned, 4 games, including Saturday at 4 o'clock against the Philadelphia Union. And then next week, they'll get an opportunity on Wednesday when they face Toronto FC. And then, of course, the Tampa Bay Rowdies in that final game. So, and I think, as we mentioned, quite a few changes will be going on for Montreal. We'll get a chance, and they'll start to get a chance for their roster, for a lot of the players to get an opportunity and at least start with the 45 minutes, and we'll see whether that goes. Doesn't look like NYCFC has made any changes, and a lot of the time the strategy there is the head coach wants to see how the guys react out of the locker room. You get the 45, go out and get 10, 15 minutes. Maybe that will be the case. Maybe it might be a little bit more. But Patrick Vieira hasn't had a lot of time to work with these guys either. So it could be one of those things. You get a chance to look into the stands and see some of the Chelsea jerseys that are going on. Lots of Barcelona jerseys are throughout the stadium as well. And, of course, not to be remiss, a lot of Tampa Bay Rowdy stuff that is going on throughout the stadium, too, Lee.
Well, you can see right away some of the changes on the pitch to the Montreal Impact. The captain in their first signing, Patrice Bernier, is out on the pitch. Kyle Becker, who was originally drafted by Toronto FC, went to FC Dallas, now finds him being a member of the Montreal Impact as well. That will be the top of your midfield for the Montreal Impact.
Yeah, and they go out there, and we've seen both strategies throughout, and particularly maybe this is early on, and with Montreal having the 4 games basically in the 10 days or 11 days, it is an opportunity. You want to get these other guys with a chance to get out here, Lee, and I think that'll be good as David Villa will send it out wide. And Shelton, looking at the NYCFC, didn't see any changes, and we'll verify that throughout, but it's pretty much wholesale changes for the Impact. Taylor now with it.
You can see out there on the right-hand side for Montreal, Jeremy Gagnon Lapierre, another Canadian homegrown player by the Montreal Impact.
The throw in here for NYCFC.
Kyle Becker, as I talked about, there he is right now on Pirlo. Kyle Becker wearing number 18 for Montreal.
All looking for David Villa. As you mentioned, Becker runs that one down.
Never really.
Now a nice through ball. And a good opportunity for Montreal. Played into it, cut inside, and being whistled for a foul as Romario Williams was able to cut inside, and as we mentioned, taken down. Briand called for the foul.
Yeah, he doesn't agree with it, but here you see Williams here getting in, trying to cut inside and then out, and played him quite well to basically force the referee to make a call there, and a free kick early here in the second half as Patrice Bernier carries the ball back to the spot.
Simon's over it.
Great pickup. Belgian capped at the national team level for Montreal.
He is with Bernier, but it looks like Bernier is the one who's setting this one up. Looks like it's about 20 yards out, Lee. Just outside of the center of the goal. 5-man wall set up for NYCFC. Bernier up, and it's off the wall. Sky high, right above it. Now it's headed down. Bernier comes away with the second ball. He's in trouble, though, and it's cleared away. Montreal will come up with it.
A lot of Canadians out there for the Montreal Impact here, for Mauro Biello to look at in this second half, and great to see what the academy system is doing in Montreal with homegrown player signings and just Canadians in general out on the pitch, playing against the top players in Major League Soccer and two in the world right now in Pirlo and David Villa.
Well, right now it looks like Montreal made 8 changes. Cabrera and Toya stayed on, along with Kronberg. And there's Bernier as that goes right off the face. Look at that. Knocked him almost backwards and stood tall.
Yeah, that can't tickle whatsoever there.
As Briand.
Well, as I was saying before, Kyle Becker not really, getting much of a chance with Toronto FC. Really good on set pieces and free kicks and training. I watched him since he was drafted, and New York here, they're coming the other way, able to clear it away, and so he never could break into that starting 11 despite being their draft pick. And when he did get those opportunities in games, he sometimes had a tough time of it. And I honestly think a lot of it had to do with attitude early on in Toronto, that he just didn't seem to have that right attitude, that he was being hard done by. And eventually Toronto had enough with him and send him to FC Dallas, where once again that wasn't a good tenure for him here. So really is trying to hopefully break in and have a new beginning in Montreal. So has a very big career ahead of him, still getting national team call-ups under Benito Floro. So if Becker can keep his mind in the right place and stay positive, even if he's not starting, and really just grab the bull by the horns when he does get his opportunity, he could be a key figure for this Montreal Impact team.
There's McNamara now playing towards the corner, running onto it, Shelton. Touch inside, and Simon's able to clear that one over the touch line. Throw. Be the case. Thanks to Patrick in Montreal, PR. Great job of getting us the replacements here in the second half as we start. As Bernier able to send it out towards Pirlo. Pirlo will have to go backwards as he being pressured by Bernier now. Now over the top, Shelton not going to be able to run onto it. It'll be a goal kick. Pat Lennon up in Montreal watching, I believe. Kronberg is in trouble here. David Villa, it's through him, but now the ball will still roll. David Villa was asking for a penalty, but it did not appear to go. It did get past Kronberg, but he stopped his run, and the Montreal defense able to recover and get that one before it even approached the 6-yard box. Turnover now. Taylor tries to get David Villa, and it's read there by Cabrera. Zoyongo.
Better now by Montreal. When we were here watching their first training session at Al Lang Stadium, they really were looking at winning those second balls in the midfield, just constantly playing in the middle of the park, and their training sessions were all based on the fact of where Pirlo will be, where David Villa will be on the field, and just doing it for a good 45 minutes of just not really even worrying about goaltenders and offense. It's just playing that ball through the midfield.
NYCFC content to play it out of the back early on as the long ball sent up. Diskerud will flick it on. Shelton Can go at the defender. It's Simon. He cuts inside him, but a little bit of help. He's got to slow it down. He's got Diskerud again. Makes Diskerud. Sends it towards the back post over everyone, towards Taylor. Taylor to the end line. And as he crosses, more of a slip, and it will be a goal kick. Tried to go to the end line and maybe lost his footing, and in doing so, maybe got a little bit of a shove, but certainly cross was nowhere near coming across. The goal mouth, that is. McNamara. Don't hear that often. A bad pass by Pirlo, but then a collision of Montreal players gives the ball right back to NYCFC. Pirlo lifted in, and it's off the head of David Villa. Shot save by Kronberg. Ball fell to Diskerud, and Diskerud ripped it. It was right at Kronberg, but he held his ground, and it goes out for a corner kick.
You see this Pirlo with the ball in, and it's just headed backwards by David Villa, and what a strike by Diskerud. And what a save in the end, too. Right place, right time by Kronberg.
McNamara goes towards the far post and over everyone. Goal kick.
So more great scoring opportunities here in the second half of play between these two sides, despite the fact that we are still at 0-0. There has been some glorious opportunities, and at some point you would think someone is going to have to finish one of these. Foul there by Jeremy Gagnon-Lapierre.
Bless you. Gagnon-Lapierre, right?
Lapierre.
Here's Pirlo.
I know the Gagnon part. That is my mother's maiden name. There's lots of French-Canadian in my blood on that side of the family. And on that side, still lots of them in Montreal. Even though we grew up in Toronto, I still grew up watching the Montreal Canadiens, and I'm sure a lot of those fans will be just happy to have the Impact start their season and don't have to worry about the distraction of the Montreal Canadiens.
Injuries. Offsides. Shelton. And the long ball coming out. Williams go at the defenders. Try on the inside run, and is he able to stay on sides? He is. Shot just wide. Ripped wide by, is that Gagnon-Lapierre? I think so, and now I think they're going to call a corner kick.
Yeah, and as they should. I'm not sure if that was, Jackson with that shot, and sure enough, he got a piece of it. I don't know how he would have been calling, trying to say, hey, that's a goal kick, because if it's a goal kick, it actually would have been a goal if he didn't get anything on that.
That was a great save.
So action at both ends of the pitch here. Wicked shot, great ball through by Williams to send in Jackson as Becker's now taking the corner kick.
You mentioned, Jackson was able to get that left foot, strong left foot on. Headed away by NYCFC. Back out wide again, Becker. It's going to be over everyone. Will it roll over the end line? It may be the sideline, but let's check in with Heather Donnelly, who is on the other sideline. Heather?
Hey, Mike, it's interesting in these preseason games where the results don't actually matter for anything, just to observe the coaches and kind of see their coaching style in these games. Tonight, Patrick Vieira and Mauro Biello have been up on their feet, really invested in the game, coaching up their team, treating it almost as if it was a regular season game, which is kind of a contrast to the first game of this doubleheader when Ben Olsen and Jim Curtin sat back and took a little bit more of an observational style, just letting their teams play. Guys?
Thank you, Heather. Yeah, as NYCFC looks to counter on this.
That's a really good point there by Heather. Patrick Vieira right now is playing this like it is a regular season game. Hasn't made the substitutions that Mauro Biello has, and obviously Montreal at this point a little bit more interested in getting everybody some minutes right now, where there's a lot of players still on that bench for New York City FC. But we did hear Patrick Vieira at halftime say it could be around that 60-minute mark, as you see Mauro Biello there on the left, standing and watching his team, and see if Vieira makes those changes and some more looks.
And McNamara will get it out to Taylor. Taylor looks on the left foot now, cut it back. He's there, David Villa, and it took an odd bounce and it rolls back to Kronberg.
Villa upset with himself there, not able to get everything on the ball once again that he would have liked. Many missed opportunities by the Spaniard here. He could have had at least 2 in this game, maybe even 3, if he was just able to get a little bit more on it, or have the ball bounce the right way for him, but just not going right now that way for him. But the opportunities are there right now at both sides of the pitch.
We are approaching that 60-minute mark. 15 seconds, we will be in the 60th minute. NYCFC is warming up 5 or 6 bodies. I think Montreal will be due to make a couple more subs as well. But it doesn't look like it'll be a mass change for NYCFC. And again, depending upon where they are, I mean, this is the only game here in St. Petersburg for NYCFC, where Montreal does have 4 games over the course of the next 10 days. Well, this is the 4th game, 3 more games. Tarita trying to get it to Discarud, and now a counterattack opportunity as Williams looks to go forward. He's going to try and get it into Jackson, but that one's intercepted. David Villa is whistled for offsides. By the time he got it, there were defenders behind him, but he basically held his ground. You can see right here on the poke, he was a good couple yards offsides. White gets it back to his keeper, Johansson. Discarud. Ball played into McNamara. Cut inside, Taylor. And they're going to call the foul just outside the area.
I'm not even sure if there was a touch there.
Let's see on the continuation, although played quickly in NYCFC, but as it is, the referee will ask for the next hold and he'll do some explaining.
Yeah, I think Toya's questioning there the jump over, and I thought then if there was going to be contact, very close to being a penalty, but I just thought he jumped over and kind of fell, and that's what he was arguing as well. But great movement by New York City FC right from the back, right from Johansson, Pirlo. They moved that ball up the pitch, got it out to the wings, and cut it back in and created the opportunity.
Pirlo on net wide. And it went off the wall. It will be a corner kick. 2-man walls, we talked, is about 18 yards off, and Andrea Pirlo tried to go near post. May I mean, it definitely hit, but I don't know if it hit between the wall players or not. Pirlo looks to send it in. Plays it short again. David Villa. Now he'll go on net, up and over.
He's just itching to get one in the back of the goal, Mike. You saw him there. He paused. He hesitated. He thought he had the space and let it go. But still, once again, as you see here, he just gets under that ball, leaning backwards and well over the crossbar.
So 63 minutes have passed here at Al Lang Stadium, which is home of the Tampa Bay Rowdies. All part of the Rowdies Suncoast Invitational. This is NYC FC and the Montreal Impact. Who's just tuning in, 0-0 doesn't do this one justice, as we've had opportunity after opportunity. And now another opportunity here as a shot goes on net. The rebound is still out, but maybe offsides. Now it's still gone and it's flipped over. But the flag did come up, so the rebound was offsides, but originally the shot by Williams couldn't be handled by Johansson. And he was a step offsides. There's Williams. So anyway, at that point, touching.
Yeah, and if the referee or the line judge was going to allow him to be offside for the shot, he certainly was offside after that rebound. And that's what we saw. Looked up there, and we put the flag up. He could have gone up on both occasions there.
Well, another chance for Williams. He's into the penalty area. He's going to try and cut it back for Jackson, and it's going to go off the foot of the NYCFC defender. Corner kick. And it'll be a substitution for Montreal. We mentioned coming on for Cabrera. Should be Fisher. It is Kyle Fisher.
Before this corner kick, Mike, so far in this half with Williams and Jackson, I'm really liking the interplay between these two players. They really are trying to tee each other up and just maybe a little pass away.
That one never clears the defender, and it will go over the touchline. Yeah, you're right, and it's just a matter of, well, it seems to have slowed down a little bit. We've had spurts today, and both teams have certainly created opportunities.
Yeah, it looks like New York City FC now, as you see there at the top of your screen, getting ready to make at least 4 substitutions. And right about when Patrick Vieira said he would, around the 60th minute mark, so a few minutes afterwards.
We'll have their other 6 warming up, but we'll get this. Cutting inside is Oyongo. He dribbled just a little too far. Taylor. Taken away by Toya. Toya is the only field player on from Montreal that started the game.
Yes, yes.
They made 8 subs at the half and just made their 9th sub. NYCFC, as he pointed out, poised to make at least 4. Oyongo. Simon. First pass by Fisher, not very good. There's still plenty of white shirts behind the ball. Will force NYCFC to go back towards their own goal.
Yeah, and this is the time of the game, I think, where maybe for some of the fans too, it's a little difficult. You're hoping for a good game. You see these stars out there, but you have to understand that it is preseason. It's difficult to keep that flow going of a game in these type of scenarios where you're accustomed to the 3 substitutions, a game in the middle of the season. But we do have to remember, as much as we are itching to see the regular season start for the NASL and for Major League Soccer, that this is what it is.
Long ball played across, and it's knocked down to the ground, and now Montreal looks to come out of their own third. And looks like Discarud will be called for to make that McNamara called for the foul. Here will be the subs for NYCFC. Looks like Discarud's making his way off, as is Brion. It's 2 of them, but let's check in with Heather Donnelly, who's standing right there. Heather?
Hey, Mike, Patrick Vieira is sending in 4 sets of fresh legs right now. You've got Jason Hernandez, Mikey Lopez, Patrick Mullins, and Kwadwo Poku coming into the match. Guys?
That's easy for you to say. Thank you, Heather. That's as we start to see that, as we said, McNamara discarooed off, as was Brion. Did not see the fourth one, but David Villa is making his way off now. So one of the two. It's like Pirlo's still on for now. Wearing the captain's armband as David Villa came off.
Villa getting a nice round of applause from the Spanish fans here. He might be a little upset that most of the Barcelona jerseys don't have his name and number on the back, but I guess you can't blame it for most of them being Messi, but still, former teammates.
So Yongo. And dribble out of bounds. It'll be a throw for NYCFC. Headed down the line. Mikey Lopez keeping it for NYCFC. Opportunity here for Montreal. Yongo into the area, left foot shot, although offsides as the flag comes up once again.
A good idea, a good ball in around the corner here, but just a mistimed run there. Maybe a step offside, very, very close to being onside. It looked like the right back closest at the bottom of your screen may have kept him onside, but Jackson getting some opportunities.
Again, trying to come off the back and play it out of the back. This time they'll turn it over. Bernier. But it somehow finds up towards the front. Cutting inside is Taylor. Taylor will play it back out wide. Cut across, and going down to his left is Kronberg to keep that one from going across the face of the goal. Opportunity there as Mullins had taken it and tried to get the left foot across, but a little bit too close to the Montreal keeper. Now another chance. Here's Shelton in. Right foot shot, side netting, but wide. And it's a goal kick.
Shelton will want to do better with that one. He had the time to tee it up. Kronberg had that near post covered on the play as he comes in, and he really needs to get that around to the other side of him and go to his left side of the goal, to that far post that crossed the face of the goal, but he tries just to sneak it in near post. I think that Kronberg was there, and in the end ends up missing goal altogether and hitting the side netting.
Here's Poku, will earn a corner kick. Kwadwo Poku. I must say, in 47 years young, it's the first time I've ever called someone Kwadwo Poku on the field. Here's Pirlo. Back to Pirlo. He stayed on sides. Will turn the defender. Still can't get the cross, but he'll play it towards the back. It'll send to the far post. Chasing it down is Taylor. He'll get to it, but he's still got nowhere to go. Can he turn? He does, but he'll dribble out of bounds. Goal kick. 72nd minute has just passed as we enter the 73rd. Scoreless, NYCFC and the Montreal Impact here at the Rowdy Suncoast Invitational. Kronberg's kick up the field. Whistle for the foul. It will be a free kick as Jackson goes down in front of the NYCFC bench, and looks like NYCFC is just seconds away from making another mass substitution. Ball's going to get through. Whiffed on it first time, and now whistle for the foul. Jackson may have pushed from behind Matarrita.
It's so difficult to see that at times, Mike. There is so much clutching and grabbing going on both sides of the ball, both offensively and defensively. Sometimes I wonder how the referee is able to decide, oh, I'm going to pick this person out for it, I'm going to pick this person out for it. Is it going to be a penalty kick? Is it going to be a free kick to the keeper?
Well, Pirlo is making his way off. Made his mark there.
And there you see the Italian fans giving him, you see quite a few in the jerseys there of the national team and Juventus giving a cheer. A tough ball there.
Dangerous ball back, yeah. Is that the first touch of one of the new subs? If so, hello, welcome into the game. At least welcoming Johansson, who had to be creative with his thigh as that ball came back to him. This is Bellucci, one of the new guys on for. That came on for Shelton. That ball whipped across, but cleared away by Montreal.
Arola, one of the few players left that started the game for New York City FC, still out there.
Koku. Big shot, and it's blocked. The rebound's going to bounce. Free shot, goal! Goal for Mullins, and NYCFC's taking the lead as we strike 75 minutes.
Well, Lopez had the ball in the middle of the park there, and it ended up falling to Patrick Mullins. And there you see Lopez with the first shot deflects, falls right to Mullins. He takes a shot, and that takes a deflection, and that's what fools Kronberg as he's already going down and making his way right here. Yeah, it goes down on the deflection. It's given to Patrick Mullins, and he doesn't get very many games in. 2 years ago in New England, he only played 21 games, but he scored 4 goals. Last year, 24 games, he scored 6 goals for New York City FC. So Patrick Mullins once again saying when he does get the opportunity, he's able to find the back of the net, and New York City FC take the 1-0 lead.
As one of the unrostered players there for, meanwhile, that's Diego Martinez who's in for Matarrita. Number 53, who was chasing it down, is an unrostered player. Now, nice little maneuver here by Lopez. Montreal will find themselves chasing here in the final 13, 14 minutes of this one. Hernandez now wearing the captain's armband for NYCFC. Sent wide here by for Oyongo from Montreal. Tried to whip in, and that will go off of Iraola, who is still one of the starters in the game for NYCFC, although that may not be the case here in just a second.
Well, still plenty of time left for Montreal, and you can't say that this has been a brilliant defensively played game by both teams. So the chances have been there, and they keep going at it, and there are holes and there are ways to get through both of these back lines. They pretty much seem both to be more about offensive tactics at this point of the game, pushing forward and leaving them a little bit open at the back. So still plenty of time for Montreal to generate chances, which they have been able to do in the first 77 minutes of this game.
Here's Bernier and Simon. Oyongo. It's like each team set to make another sub.
Good job there by New York defending, just pushing Montreal back. Montreal with the possession, but passing it around and closing down the impact midfielders for New York City FC very quick and really forcing Montreal there, keeping them outside, and in the end they turn over the ball to New York City FC.
For the record, both goalkeepers have not changed in 2 NYC FC players. That's one of them White and Iriola for NYC FC, and it's still Toya for Montreal that all started this game. Otherwise, everyone has been subbed for. There's Toya. He can't get there before number 53. 5-3. That's his first name's 5, last name 3. Here is that sub. So look, as coming off is Iriola. Coming on will be number 18. And there's Lewis, who comes on.
Yeah, and there you see, sitting beside Pirlo, is to the left of him is Frank Lampard, the all-time leading goal scorer as a midfield player in English Premier League history. Played with a good friend of mine, Craig Forrest, former Canadian national team keeper at West Ham United, before making his way to Chelsea, of course, the son of Frank Lampard Sr. Taking a bit of a rest tonight.
Mullins again with that shot, save, and he'll run down the loose ball, Will Kronberg.
Yeah, there is Frank Lampard with his legs crossed there beside Pirlo. And
all 3 of them right there together.
Yeah, and David Villa on the other side. Their 3 designated players. A lot of money between those 3 players there on the bench for New York City FC, and it's unfortunate that this being the only game for NYC FC that the fans here in St. Petersburg didn't get a chance to see Mr. Lampard on the bench. But certainly they've seen him enough on television to know the fantastic player he's been in England for West Ham and for Chelsea, and then towards the end of his career with Manchester City, and of course with the English national team, playing in the midfield for years alongside another player now in Major League Soccer in Steven Gerrard on the LA Galaxy.
A free kick will go for NYCFC. Here in St. Petersburg, Florida, Al Lang Stadium, home of the Tampa Bay Rowdies. The clock strikes 82 with NYCFC leading 1-0 against the Montreal Impact. Into Poku, Poku's touched just a little too far. Now Simon. It's up for Montreal. Montreal looking for an equalizer. They've had opportunities. A couple of great saves by Johansson. The post on Donadell's free kick in the first half too. That hit the inside of the post and then went out for a goal kick on the other side. There was also 2 or 3 great saves. They could have had 3 or 4 tonight. NYCFC could have had 4 or 5.
Good job on that previous play there by Nyong'o, I think, to keep that in and not go out for a corner kick for New York City.
Sure.
Play there by Jason Hernandez. I wasn't sure if he was going to try to go back to the keeper. He may have been in trouble with Jackson right on his tail.
Fans, though, I mean, and again, it's a speculation, but with Drogba getting in town yesterday and getting the night off, but was signing autographs earlier, probably get a good chance. I would imagine he'll get a few minutes here come Saturday. And right now, though, Jackson's going to try and do what Drogba does instead. He'll get kicked in the knee and he's a little shaken up, but the ball's still free. Jackson touches, and he's going to have to go down in a second. So
Not that bad. Kyle Becker getting all turned around, and I think Kyle Becker made the run and gave it into Williams, and he was expecting the ball back and didn't get it back on the 1-2. But Jackson hasn't really moved since that collision there in the knee.
Let's see if he comes in and he get
right there, I think is
a little bit of an extension. It appeared. It didn't appear to be a kick, but certainly was in on that.
I think as he went over top of the New York City player there might have been a collision of a knee, or he appears to be holding at the top of his right knee.
Looks like coming on for Montreal is their top draft pick, who was just coming back from an injury, or at least had a foot at Stanford last year.
Hold on. We'll get to him.
Yeah, those are the ones that are frustrating right now. When you're in preseason, you just really hope it's not something that's too much, but he's walking gingerly on that leg, not putting any weight onto it.
So the sub made, and Jackson will come off.
Minutes now, and I don't think the referees will add much stoppage time to this type of game here tonight. So 4 minutes, under 4 for the Montreal Impact to try to get something back. And I don't care if this is preseason or middle of the season, in a playoff push or not. A coach can tell a lot by this type of time in the game, and the heart, the desire, determination of some of these young kids, not just to fold up shop and say, hey, forget it, we're in the Florida sun, you know, let's just cruise to the end of this game and go on to training the next day. They want to see something from these young players, the ones that are getting these opportunities in these late parts of the game, and something like this, the quick throw in, move the ball, get it going. You've only got a couple minutes left, a little bit of urgency on the part of the Montreal Impact here to get one back and to show that you do have that character in your club to be able to do that.
Well, Montreal trying to keep the pressure up, down 1-0, 3 minutes remaining. across.
And you can see there in the 18-yard box area with the Montreal goal, it getting chewed up a bit, the turf, but overall held up very well over the amount of time that's being put onto this pitch. And so kudos to the grounds crew here at Al Lang Stadium. They're out there giving 100% every match, out there all the time, keeping it in good game shape, as they did all of last season, doing their best with some of the torrential rain that we had through the middle of the summer here. And like you said earlier, to the owner too, Bill Edwards has done a fantastic job. And hey, basically sparing no expense, bringing in a helicopter and hovering it over the pitch to be able to try to dry it out or to move some of the water out of the pitch is the type of commitment that they have here with the Rowdies, which is just fantastic.
Well, sandwiched between two white jerseys is NYCFC will get the free kick. Trying to run out the clock a little bit, a minute and a half plus any stoppage time, maybe a minute, especially with the Jackson injury just now. Scooped up to Poku. And get it towards the corner. Again, another foul called on Montreal. Final minute. Switching the fields. NYCFC will force Montreal to come out, close it down. It will be a free kick, Montreal. They'll need to hurry here. As this game of the Rowdy Suncoast Invitational comes to a conclusion, Montreal desperately looking for an equalizer, trailing NYCFC 1-0. Swing it wide. Zuyongo. And there might be a couple of extra minutes than typical. And as the fourth official raises the clock, it's 3 minutes. So there is a little extra time, a little life here perhaps. Zuyongo will look to go forward. That's a poor pass. NYCFC comes away with it. The goal scorer Mullins taken down right at center spot on midfield. And a through ball is going to find its way back to Johansson. Maybe a turnover here. Montreal gets the loose ball. They have four guys right in front. 5 now, 5v3. They are a little careless, but they still come away with it. Now they'll try and chip the goalkeeper and it'll be over. They had a great opportunity as the loose ball came about 25 yards out. 3v2, but they weren't able to really go forward and get a good opportunity.
Yeah, Kyle Becker with that shot that ended up going over for the goal kick after the turnover, a couple of passes, and they really just seemed to bunch up. No one spreading out, getting over to the left a little bit to give an option for a wide pass, and by that time all the New York City FC players were able to get back into a good position to defend that one all right.
Simon. Send it on to the overlapping Oyongo. He'll put it in the left foot. It's cleared away by NYCFC into the corner. Now they'll just send it upfield. Running the clock out with 1 minute to play here. Long switch. And into the play, and a shot and a goal, but he's offsides. The flag is up.
Wow. Well, that would have been a finish to this game with 30 seconds left in stoppage time to play. Unbelievable opportunity for the Whitecaps there.
Look at Alexander, who's on the run here, and boy, oh boy.
He's onside, I think, when that ball is originally taken. That flag goes up, but maybe part of his body was in line, but his feet appeared to be behind that last defender of New York City.
Not
so
perfect angle, but that is
it. Very close nonetheless in the dying moments.
Yes, and it was a conclusion here that will leave a lot to be, well, a lot to be excited about, frankly.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we had a goal, and the goal was finally scored, but there was a lot of opportunities, particularly in the first half, that were very dangerous. And NYC FC is able to walk away here tonight, 1-0 victors over Montreal. And Montreal will have 3 more games. But right now, Heather Donnelly down on the field with Patrick Vieira.
Coach, you finished with a 1-0 win in your one game in the Suncoast Invitational. What stood out to you about the way your team played tonight?
We always try to play in a positive way. We have a clear philosophy we want to implement in our football club. We try to play from the back. We try to play between the line. And overall, I was quite really pleased because we were under pressure. And the team, the players, tried to play, and what I was really happy that we have a clear structure that we can rely on and we can work.
Moving forward with the rest of your preseason, what do you need to accomplish between now and next month when your season kicks off?
Is to build up the physical side of it, of the players, the tactical knowledge. We're still making a few mistakes. But we still have a few weeks to clarify that. But the game tonight showed that we are in the right way. And when you win a football matches, it gives you strength and more belief of what we try to do.
Thanks, Coach. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you, Heather. You know, I heard Patrick Vieira say, you know, and they did. I mean, they really forced it to try and play out the back through this. But Heather Donnelly right now with the Montreal head coach. Heather?
Coach, what did you think of your team's performance in tonight's match?
Well, I think, you know, the first 20 minutes of the first half, I think we were a little bit disorganized, but we grew in that half and were able to create some good chances. We had some young players out there in the first half that did fairly well. I was quite pleased with their performance. Second half, you know, we let one slip there on their goal, but overall there was a lot of young players mixed in there, and I'm quite happy that they were able to get that experience.
You're training here at Al Lang Stadium for the next week. What do you hope to accomplish during that time?
Well, obviously we got important games here coming up. We got DC on Saturday, we got Toronto on Wednesday, and then final game with Tampa Bay. It's part of our preparation. We're putting our principles in place, and we're building our team to be ready for the opening game.
Thanks for your time. Thank you. Mike and Lee?
Thank you, Heather. And there you do see that next game, Montreal Impact and DC United at 4 p.m. It was part of the Rowdy Suncoast Invitational. And then, of course, the game after that will be right here at 7 o'clock. And it'll be the local team, the Tampa Bay Rowdies here at Al Lang Stadium. And they'll take on the Philadelphia Union. So some great soccer coming up this Saturday. For Heather Donnelly down on the field, for Lee Godfrey, I'm Mike Pepper. And all the camera crew and staff, thanks. We'll see you on Saturday.